Hello, my beautiful little Moglets. So, today we are talking about Tamarinne, if you should pull for her, and while I don't usually do this for old heroes that eventually come back in rotations, I think Tamarinne is a special case because she is regarded as one of the top healers, you know, or supports, because she does more than healing. For those that are newer to the game, we're going to go over Tamarinne's skills, what they do, why she is special, and hopefully decide for yourself. I'll also be leaving a poll up in the top right hand corner. Probably there'll be a little I button or something, so you can add a glimpse to see what other people think, if she is worth pulling or if she's not worth pulling and you should save your Sky Stones for a new hero coming down the line at one point. So if you are confident in your answers, go up there and vote, and if you're not confident, go up there and check anyway to see what everyone else has voted. But let's get into it. So firstly, Tamarinne is very unique in that she has two different forms. She has her regular Tamarinne form and then an idle form. And what happens when she goes into idle form is her whole skill set is changed to do different things. So we're just going to start with her basic skill and see what she can do basically just as Tamarinne. So her basic skill is a single target attack that will also heal the ally with the lowest health. It'll also decrease the cooldown of Shining Star by a turn, but let's get to that later. So this is a pretty basic skill. It's nothing super special. There are some other healers and artifacts that do this as well, so it's a pretty basic attack, you know? For 20 souls, you can soul burn it to get a big AoE heal. And Tamarinne's second skill, Song of the Forest, is a basic AoE heal. Again, that's nothing special. Healers are supposed to heal, right? So it's, you know, it's pretty typical. It's proportional to her max health, as it usually is, and again, this will decrease the cooldown of her third skill. So yeah, two pretty basic skills which you can find on pretty much any healer. But what makes Tamarinne special again is her idle form. With her third skill, Shining Star, she will not only dispel all debuffs inflicted on all allies, she'll also recover herself to full HP and then get an extra turn. At this point, she isn't idle and has access to her other skills. The one bad thing with this skill is that when you first start the battle, it'll be on cooldown, and it has a very long cooldown. Down to 8 turns if you give her Moglets for it, and every time you use her basic or her second skill in normal Tamarinne form, it will reduce the cooldown by an additional turn. If you need her to be in idle form even quicker, you can bring someone like Assyria to instantly take Shining Star off cooldown. So she'll only be in idle form for 3 turns, and while in idle form, she gets 2 new skills. The first one, which was originally her basic, will turn it into an AoE and remove all buffs from all enemies. In addition to that, it'll also trigger a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. You do also have the option to soul burn it, and if you do that, you'll also have a massive AoE heal. And her second skill while in idle form is where her real power comes from. So this is a super support skill, and it'll do 3 things. First of which, it'll give your whole party an attack buff for 2 turns. It'll increase the combat readiness of your entire team by up to 50%, and finally it'll heal your entire team. Since this has a 2-turn cooldown and she's in idle form for 3 turns, you can actually use it twice before she goes back out of idle form. So all in all, she's an amazing support, both for healing capabilities as well as offensive abilities. Due to the fact she gets an extra turn when going into idle form means she can give your entire party all those good things straight away. So with all that being said, should you summon for Tamarinne? In most cases, I would say yes, absolutely. She is an amazing support. If you're much later into the game with like a ton of other supports, healers, and just heroes in general, that's more of a different question. With the content we currently have, there are always alternatives. If you don't have a large selection of supports, healers, and heroes, then yes, I would say definitely try and grab her, because firstly, we don't know what the next hero is gonna be. We don't know if he or she is gonna be good. We don't know if they're gonna be worth pulling for. Surely there is gonna be more new heroes and some better than like anyone else, so you know, that's always something you have to think about when you're going to be using your Sky Stones and bookmarks and whatever. So yes, usually these types of things always comes down to it depends, you know, with yes, go for it, and no, absolutely skip it, being on the 2 ends of the spectrum. But in Tamarinne's case, it's more definitely in the middle of it depends and yes, because she is really special. There is also something else to take into consideration, and that is her third skill. It has a 9-turn cooldown to start, and while it will be reduced by 2 turns instead of the usual 1 turn per skill used, you know, she still starts the battle with that cooldown. So if you need that instant attack buff or combat readiness increase, then you're gonna need to have someone like Assyria to reset her cooldown instantly. As for artifacts, unfortunately, I don't have the really good one, Idol's Cheer. Soul Weavers can be just about as tanky as actual knights, So you can have her in the front and she'll get targeted the most and increase the combat readiness of the one with the highest attack. If you have Idol's Cheer, it would be good on her. But you should also consider Rod of Amaryllis because she does have quite a few non-attack skills. And so if you find your Tamarinne not healing enough, this would be a good thing for her as well. In the same vein, Shimadra's Staff, I haven't really messed with this much, so I don't know exactly how much 20% more would be or 30% once it's, you know, at the highest for a non-awakened artifact. How much that actually does, but I know with Rod of Amaryllis it does quite a lot because I had this on Mascot Hazel, which by the way is basically like a budget Tamarinne. She also provides an attack buff, but like not much else besides that, and she actually got turned into a pretty solid healer as well because of Rod of Amaryllis. I don't know if Tamarinne in this case needs it. I don't have her. I'm really torn on if I should summon or not because I have like a lot of other healers and stuff. Megara's Tome is another interesting option because again she has a couple non-attack skills and the combat readiness boost she would get from hit would mean she can attack more often and get the cooldown reduced for her ult. Checking out her max stats, she actually has pretty decent speed for a Soul Weaver. So I would say making her fast would be important. She's definitely one of the more offensive supports. Not to mean that she's going to be doing a lot of damage or anything, but she'll really help your team do a lot more damage with the massive combat readiness boost she gives once she's transformed, as well as of course the attack buff. I would say Tamarinne's almost like two heroes in one, and that's really amazing in RPG type games because you want to maximize your slots, right? You can only bring 4 dudes with you, so when you can find someone that does 2 things really well, offensive support and healing, you know, it's pretty good. But we're gonna do our Covenant summon now. Go ahead and pick up Tamarinne right here, as a matter of fact, and call it a day. No Tamarinne, man. I'm so unlucky all the time. But yeah, make sure to leave any thoughts you have in the comments down below. Vote in the poll. If there's just yes and no, which I guess there probably will be, it's definitely going towards yes. I tried summoning for her when she first came around, wasn't successful. Might try again, might not. I really like to be able to have the new heroes when they come out so we can raise them and try them in places and everything. So, I'm a little bit more on the fence. But yeah, again, any thoughts? Drop them down there in the comments. Leaving a like if you happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.